So pretty much it ends with there potentially or most likely being an American spinoff.
Because America wants to steal everything.
Because America wants to ruin everything.
You can quote that.
Okay, 3, 2, and 1. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome back to Fictionally Unstable, because real life's not dramatic enough.
With your host, Jessica,
Maciel,
And Lauren.
Today we're talking about Alice in Borderland.
It's a brand new day.
It's a brand new day. We're in brand new clothes.
We haven't been filming for 5 hours.
No,
we have the same. We remembered how the display looked in all the other episodes.
We sure did.
So welcome to a new week.
But today we're talking about Alice in Borderland Season 3, which just came out on Netflix this September.
September 25th. I remember because it's my niece's and my brother's birthday.
Oh. If you want to just give a brief synopsis.
Sure.
Okay.
So Arisu and Usagi are now married with this is a summary I gave me. So if it's giving too much away, it is what it is. Blame the internet. So Arisu and Usagi, now married with a child on the way, are drawn back into the deadly Borderland games after Usagi is lured there by a man named Ryuji. He is going to be one of the antagonists of the stories. This is also a couple years after they come out of the Borderland from season 2. It's about 3 years later. Arisu must again face life or death challenges, including a final Joker game, in a desperate bid to find Usagi and return to their world. That's it.
Cool. We're obviously going to dive more into what happened each episode. But for now, would we like to give our ratings for this season?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give it I'm going to give it a 6.5. I was thinking of going lower, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't good, but I like that the games are still really intense from the games they showed us.
Mm-hmm.
I do like how the new Borderland has positioned itself as a tournament rather than them being able to pick and choose what games they want to enter. So anybody that goes into the Borderland, they have to go through the same exact games. Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes it more fair for anybody that goes back because they all have to survive the same thing. Like they all go through the same experience.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't like is Usagi. I can't. I can't. She is very, 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 very annoying. And I also didn't like that I didn't like that any of the original characters weren't really
there
in this season besides Anne. Like Anne of all the characters, that's kind of, I mean, I guess it doesn't confuse me because she always had more knowledge on what Borderland was or like an idea of what it was more than anybody else. But I kind of wish that it wasn't just centered around the two main characters. And I really didn't like the professor. I think his whole plot line was like, I don't know. I could have done without it. And it wasn't as exciting as the other 2 seasons. Yeah.
Lauren?
I had also given it a 6.5. I liked the first half of the season. I also liked that like they went through the games, like you had to go through them. You couldn't pick and choose which games you wanted to do. You didn't have visas, like you just kept going. I liked the games themselves, but yeah, the storylines and the characters in them, I didn't really care for. There were a few characters that I really loved, surprisingly in a short amount of time. But Ryuji, didn't care for him. Kind of a pointless character in my eyes. literally was just a reason for them to go back in, like forcing them to go back in. Usagi was annoying. Yeah. Did you also see, I did see the reason that the previous actors were not in season 3. Chishiyu and Kuina. The actors that played them, they couldn't do more in season 3 because Ryuni was pregnant, I think. And then Chishiyu.
Wait, who? Kuina?
Yeah, what did I say?
Ryuni or something.
Sorry, Kuina.
And Chishiya.
And Chishiya. I have to be looking at the names.
I know what you're saying, but also too, I'm like, hold on a second.
I have to be looking at the names to say them right. And Chishiya, I think, had like a health problem.
Issue.
It was like a mental health thing too for him. He needed the time off. Yeah.
So unfortunately, they couldn't be in it, but I wish they would have been.
Yeah.
They kind of said too that them going back into the games wouldn't. People tried to, that it wouldn't have made sense if their characters went back into the game. But you can always write something to make them go back into the games because they
did it with the shit and it didn't make a lot of sense to me either. But yeah, I feel like the whole purpose of them going into the game wasn't solid enough for me. And then the way it ended was just like fucking nothing to me.
Arisu's reasoning going into the game makes sense. It's wife. Fucking Usagi. Why?
Yeah.
And Ryuji's whole storyline of like why he wants to go in, his fascination. I was like, you really just are doing all of this just to know some shit. That's it.
That you don't even find out about anyways.
And that it's like, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, your rating?
I would just give it a flat 7.
Okay.
Yeah. I still like the premise of what Alice in Borderland is as a whole, and the story and the games, which are very intriguing. I think they did a good job with making it the same but different. Mm-hmm. So, like, because obviously the way season 2 ends, you're like, okay, well, how are they gonna make it so that, like, they go back in there? So I think they did a good job with, like, kind of finagling their way into finding a reason for them to go back. I'm pretty much with you guys on the boat. I don't like, his last name's Matsuyama. I wrote him as Matsuyama in here, but I don't like Ryuji.
Oh.
And I don't like Usagi this season. I was like, you're being pretty selfish. And yeah, other than that, like, I know the season's shorter, so it was obviously harder for me to get attached to certain characters. But yeah, other than that, just like a flat 7.
Do we like this more? What do we like more, Squid Game season 3 or this season 3? I prefer this one.
I forgot what I gave Squid Games, but I'm going to say off the top of my head, I still prefer this.
Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think
I like this better.
I think overall, in general, it's just a more compelling world.
Well, yeah, because
to
me, Squid Games is like, it's just that one island.
Right.
Once you're done there, you're done there.
Right. Whereas there was obviously a lot more like production value in this series, so it's just more entertaining. So then that means for Lauren, your seasons in order would be season 2, season 1, season 3. Yours is 1, 2, 3. Mine's 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. Okay. Work.
Anybody that is 3, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. Just wrong. If season 3 is not your least favorite, you're wrong.
What would you guys give, I guess, Alice in Borderland as a series as a whole? What would be a rating?
I guess I'd give it an 8 as an average.
Yeah. I give it 7.5. Again, because if I started something and then I didn't finish it until years later, I can't give it more than that.
Yeah.
Because that was just off the initial.
Quit after the friends died.
I quit after the friends died because I was like, I don't fucking care anymore. They killed off the friends.
I think I would give it 8.5 total. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's just start getting into each episode. So we start off in episode 1. We see Banda, who is also from season 2.
He's a serial killer.
Yeah, he's a serial
From the
killer
confinement.
from the solitary confinement episode, and Yaba, who is like the con artist businessman. We get a kind of recap that after the first games were over, they chose to stay in the Borderlands. Fast forward a little bit, Arisu is kind of sitting in a chair behind a screen, and he's kind of explaining what he saw when he thought fireworks were going off before the explosion. There's like some interviewers, researchers trying to ask him or trying to gain information about possibly this land between life or death and what it could be. But he says he doesn't remember anything after that.
He says he's asking him if there were any games. Like he's really trying to pull information from him, and he just says, "I don't remember any games. My dream just felt like a journey."
Right. Mm-hmm. So he said he did feel like he had a dream about going on a journey to a far off place. We meet one researcher named Matsuyama or Yuji, who's a paraplegic. And he tells Arisu to contact him if he remembers anything. We figure out that Matsuyama is assistant professor / specializes in psychology. So this is kind of what he's interested in, or like kind of what his specialty is in. We see Arisu and Usagi meeting up. We figure out that now, years later, they are married. And then we also kind of see Shibuya is being rebuilt. It's being rebuilt pretty fast.
And he's like, "This is my wife." I was like, "Oh, married." I was actually very excited about that.
Yeah, me too. Matsuyama, so Ryuji, the researcher, he gets like a tip about a potential lead regarding his research. Someone told him about in like a message. So he goes to meet a woman in like this restaurant or this tea place to try to get invited to some sort of seminar. She tries to convince him not to go, but he asks her about her experiences, and she says they do strange things there, like games. She tells him he will get an email inviting him to go to the seminar, and he gets one week later. So that's kind of where we're at this point. Matsuyama goes to the seminar location that was told to him in the email to find a few others in a room and a man telling them all to take a seat at a table.
There's 6 people with them.
There's 6 of them, yes. He advises them that they specifically have to sit in the chair, and that he advises them not to move from it at all costs.
So they make him get out of his wheelchair to sit in another
metal chair. Yeah.
Because he's like, I am sitting. It's like, no, get in the chair.
And the game host then tells them that they need to play a game first to participate in the journey. So he presents this. He says the game is old maid, and pretty much the premise is there's a Joker card in the mix of everybody's cards, and whoever has the Joker card at the end wins. They must take a card from each player, like in turns. And
it's like the person to their left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they have to discard their pairs.
Yes, and they have to discard their pairs. So once you run out of cards, you're...
Did you ever play Old Maid? Did you guys ever play
Never played it.
I used to play it a lot.
Oh, okay.
I liked it.
You're like, I know this game.
I knew the game. I was like, I like this game.
I can win this game.
So when a Joker... so whoever has the Joker at the end wins. When a Joker is drawn from the player's hand, they are eliminated. So they are electrocuted to death. They are also electrocuted if they move from their seat. That's why the game master said it's important for them to not move from it.
That's why they said we are not handicap accessible here.
Oh.
Get in the chair.
Get in the chair, bitch.
I was like already 20 minutes in, and it's intense.
Yeah.
That literally happens at 20 minutes into the episode.
I think the first death happens when a guy chooses the Joker,
Mhm.
or gets his Joker taken from him.
Yep, that's the first guy that gets electrocuted.
And then out of shock, a woman stands up from her seat, and then she gets shot,
Mhm.
or she gets
I think it was
shot, right?
because if they move, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much the game draws out until it's Matsuyama and one guy left, and Matsuyama has the Joker card.
And he's like, take it.
And so, yeah, he kind of fucks with this guy's mind and is like kind of shifting the cards around and like, ooh, which one are you going to take? And the guy ends up not taking the Joker card, so he dies.
Which
And-
it
Well,
looks
because
like
he had it held like this. Perfect. We have cards here. This is Joker. He had him like this, and he's sitting like this, and then he goes like this when the guy gets closer. And the guy's thinking, you're not giving me the Joker, which it was the Joker card. So he pulls the ace, which was his double, and then he's like,
he thought he was tricking him, which it seemed like he wanted hit the guy to live. It seemed like.
No, he was playing the
fucking
trick.
with him.
Was he? 'Cause,
Yeah.
After he chose it, he like put his head down. So I thought he like wanted.
I think he put
him.
his head down in relief.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was like, fuck, that worked. Like he was playing a mind game on him for sure.
Knowing Matsuyama as a character throughout the series, it's like, oh yeah.
Now, in the beginning, I thought he was gonna be good.
Good.
I thought he was gonna.
He
help.
wasn't
I
really.
could see that, yeah. Where it was like, oh yeah, he's trying to help
Yeah.
the other guy out.
Yeah. No. And that's where I kind of saw his psychology like degree and background into play, because he knows how to
He knows how the
get into
brain
people's
works.
minds. Yeah. So Matsuyama wins, and a few flickering lights later is then greeted by Banda, pretty much, I guess, inviting him to the Borderlands, right? We flash over to Arisu, who is now kind of working on trying to become a counselor. So he's like working in some sort of counselor's office, and his goal is to be one of those counselors. He's like an intern or something. One of the clients that walks in is Anne. She knows Arisu's name and says they've met before. Remember that Anne is kind of the person that knows the most or remembers the most about the Borderlands. So she explains to him about their near-death experiences and that he has memories somewhere of the Borderlands. Anne says she can't remember everything and wants to kind of like go back. She states if she administers a certain drug, they can go back there again.
Before he goes to his job, Usagi, because it's significant, Usagi dreams of her father on a hilltop.
Yeah, so she
has like a
this
nightmare.
And she always has the same nightmare where she sees her father at the mountain edge or the cliff edge.
Yeah.
And she pretty much witnesses him falling off or committing suicide every time.
And it's something that has to deal with her reasoning, which she explains later, but that's her reasoning as to why going back into the
Right.
Borderland, which I think is so fucking stupid.
Me too.
She's processing her grief.
Whatever, girl. Just kidding.
Yeah.
You can process it how you want, but you know what? You put everybody in danger for why?
Your husband specifically.
I was like, you have this whole life that you curated for yourself that you're now really willing to risk to.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like her this season at
all.
all.
It wasn't. It was very polar opposite of her characters in the previous seasons too.
And her job is being a rock climbing teacher at a parkour.
Yeah.
At a center. I was like, very fitting.
That's very fitting for her. So during the time this is happening, Usagi left work. She's kind of walking down the waterfront, and she sees the waterfront hotel that was the beach in the Borderlands, and she realizes that it's familiar. She realizes that it feels familiar. She recognizes it somehow. And so she kind of goes there and she starts to see the memories of what happened there. So the memories of her time in the Borderlands at the beach are kind of coming back to her. Cut to all we see next is that Usagi is calling Arisu and is crying and cryptically says, "I'm sorry," before hanging up. And Arisu is just kind of like, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Arisa goes to the police where they show him video footage of her last whereabouts in the hotel and that she was last seen talking to Matsuyama Ryuji. Arisu goes to Matsuyama's office and finds his interview with Usagi, who explains that she has the same dream of her father committing suicide. While walking home, Arisu comes across Banda and who asks Arisu to come back to the Borderlands to play the games. He puts a Joker card into his pocket and says his wife Usagi will also be there playing the games.
She says something in the interview where she says, obviously she sees her father in her dreams, and
She can feel him.
And even if they're nightmares, that's where she wants to be because she can feel his presence.
Yeah.
So that's essentially why she goes back to Borderland.
She needs to get some sort of closure, I guess.
She's so frustrating.
I know. I was like, damn, bitch. Okay. Yes. So Banda puts the Joker card into his pocket and says his wife Usagi will also be playing the games again. Arisu is then contacted by the police that Usagi is in a coma from a drug Matsuyama gave her. We find out that Usagi is also early stages pregnant. She didn't know, or it's more than likely that she didn't know that she was pregnant. And then in the hospital, we see Matsuyama is also comatose beside her. The police have Arisu look at Usagi's belongings to see if anything is out of place, and he finds the same Joker card among her stuff. Arisu then goes to meet Anne wherever she's staying. I don't know if she's staying at like a mental facility or
That's
something.
what I thought.
It looked like it, yeah.
Or like a mental facility, and asks for her help. She says the limbo between life and death lasts about 2 minutes, and that's how long he has in this world to pretty much get through Borderlands and be able to come back to life.
Which 2 minutes there is like a fucking eternity in Borderlands.
She says that he's gonna enter a special state of collective unconsciousness, and he must get Usagi back safely within 2 minutes to return. Arisu gets a call that Usagi is running out of time, and then Anne ends up giving him the special drug to stop his heart for a period of time. This episode ends with Arisu back in the Borderlands, and he's about to enter his first game at a shrine. So we see him walking up the steps to a shrine, and there's people in there, and little festival booths. So if you're familiar with Japanese festival culture, it kind of looks like that.
It says here that Anne is in a psychiatric facility called the Takinagawa Sanatorium.
Okay.
She's undergoing long-term treatment for PTSD following the meteorite disaster. And that's why she meets Arisu at his workplace
as a
counselor.
Yeah.
Okay.
First thoughts coming into episode 1 of how do we feel about the premise of getting back into the Borderlands this way? Do you think it was smart? Do they wish they went about it a different way?
I mean, the answer is I wish Usagi went about it a different way.
Just had a conversation with her husband and hey,
this is how I'm
grieving about my father.
And
let's talk about it before I do anything rash.
FYI, girl, your husband's a counselor. Him?
Yeah.
I feel like him though, deciding I feel like that was the best way for him to go.
Yeah.
He finally knows. He has an understanding of what's going on, how to get in there. He can talk to somebody that's actually going to believe him.
Mm-hmm.
Anne.
Yeah.
And so how he gets in, that's the way to go. Because at the same time, you're being given this Joker card from Banda. How are you supposed to go in?
Right.
How
he didn't say anything.
How did Usagi actually get in? That's what I want to know. That's what I. How did Ryoji, whatever his name is?
Ryuji.
How did they get in? We don't see that.
Right.
It just cuts to them entered by drug, I think.
Yes.
Because he gave Usagi, and then I think he gave himself.
That was explained towards the end in his flashbacks.
That's why he's comatose next to her.
Oh,
because
I see.
You remember we'll get there, but the whole scene with his student, he basically did the same thing to him.
Okay.
But I think
he
gets the Joker card specifically in order to participate in this tournament style game.
Yeah, but I feel like the way Arisu went in is,
It's
I
good.
think it's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
And like he could have, because obviously the policemen were asking him, like, well, do you have anything? Like, do you know what this means? And he's like, no, because he knows they're not going to believe him.
Mhm.
Right. And I was kind of worried because the way season 2 ended, I was like, oh, if they're doing a next season, are the main characters still going to be in it? So I'm glad that they set it up in a way where like the main characters can, or at least Arisu and Usagi can still be in the show. Because I like Arisu as
I agree.
Oh, I love
the
him.
character.
I love that he's the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want someone else.
He has the best character development.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
In my eyes, they could have ended it after season 2 in reality.
Yeah.
I mean, I like understanding more of the world. I wish they would have done a little bit more with season 3.
Yeah.
I like that they gave it a season 3 though.
I mean, it makes sense. The manga has obviously a lot more that they can
Right.
keep
I
going
might
off
need to
of.
read it now.
I think
Yeah,
they're
I'm
kind of
curious
building
about
on it.
the differences too
too.
between them.
Yeah. All right. So, going into episode 2,
Shit, it was wild.
the game that Arisu enters is called Sacred Fortunes. The players must draw collectively. They're going to draw 10 fortunes to test their luck. They must decipher the fortune accurately to survive. They can only draw one slip once, and it's 1 minute per draw for them to decipher the correct answer. So one girl, I guess, no,
No, the druggie goes first.
the druggie goes 1st.
Mhm.
So drug addict Tetsu is the first one to go, and he gets an extreme good luck card. Nothing happens, so we just automatically assume if you get extreme good luck, it's like a free pass.
Mhm.
You don't experience anything. After this kind of, I guess, delightful outcome, one girl volunteers that she's going to pull the next fortune. And so she pulls one with, what was her thing? It was just like,
It was a math problem.
It said good luck on it.
Okay,
that
it was
I do
just
know.
good
And
luck.
it was it said some phrase. I didn't write down the whole phrase, but it did start with good luck, had the whole phrase, and then it had a math equation on it.
yes. And also her fortune said west is
Bad luck.
bad luck or something like that. But her fortune had a math problem written at the bottom. She's like, okay, guys, what's the answer? People are throwing answers at her, 15, 18, etc. She gives the wrong answer.
She
And
gives 18.
she gives 18, and the answer was 15, which I look at that math problem. I was like, I would not be able to decipher this in 1 minute.
She should have said of course, hello. It wouldn't make sense if she gave the right answer in the show. But you have two people say the right answer first. The exact same answer.
Yep.
Why would you fucking listen to the nobody that yells, it's 18, like out of nowhere, who's all the way in the back, probably didn't even get to see the slip.
Versus the
Yeah.
woman that's looking at it. She's like, okay, yeah, no, 15.
Yeah.
And then Arisu even too was like, yeah, it's 15. And then you had someone yell like in the 30s.
Yeah. Like, what? So
sense.
she gets the answer wrong. And then we get a bunch of arrows on fire. Well, she gets a fire arrow shot in the neck. And we find out that I guess the equivalent of
The
how far off
difference.
you were from
Yeah.
the answer is how many arrows are going to be
Mhm.
shot
Yeah.
into this.
So this
shrine.
one
So
was
you get
3.
shot, missed by however you miss the margin out of is how many arrows get
Come.
thrown. Yeah.
Right.
So
So
she gets
she's-
one right in the neck.
Yes.
Like a
So
skewer.
she says the number 18. The correct answer was 15, so 3 arrows come. 1 shoots her, and then 2 shoots some random guy. in the
I
back.
feel so bad. He got both. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that sucks. That's just because where he was
Didn't
standing.
even get a heads up,
Yeah.
like the rest of them.
So that happens. And then there's just, they keep going through the games, right? So who was the next one to pull one?
The lion one.
Was it the lion one?
Fucking.
I think there was
The
one,
trick
I think
question.
there was one before that.
There was.
It was the old lady. I don't remember what hers was though. I think the old lady was next. The lady that ends up being a part of it later. on. I don't remember what her clue was.
I
though.
call her the housewife. One of them was like a riddle about what number was the lion to fall on his back?
Yes.
It was
It was a trick
17
question.
or something.
If you reverse, if you put the word upside down, it's number
17.
17.
And then 17, which it was funny because the announcer lady, like, normally they don't describe it. So she like announced and described, like, if you flip the lion over on its back. And when she announced it, I was like, the announcer lady was like, obviously you just flip the lion on its fucking back.
So there was that one.
The
There
milk
was
one.
that.
The milk one was the worst, like the first of the worst ones.
What did the Yakuza guy? What was his question? Because I think that came before that.
We can probably look these up, right? What were...
They were just ridiculous. It was pretty much like impossible answers.
All of the people too that are reading their fortunes are going to be significant in the games going later.
Forward. It's just like as the fortunes go on, they're starting to get worse and worse in the amount of how far off from the answer they are. So just collectively, more arrows are coming at them each round.
Okay. Okay. So the first draw it says great blessing. Whatever you do will go well. That is
Tetsu.
Tetsu. The second one was the equation, but it says will gradually come true. Marriage prospects are good. Study, work hard with peace of mind. Direction, west is unlucky.
West is unlucky. And that's where the arrow comes from.
The third one is how many people need to gather for the probability that two of them share the same birthday to exceed 50%. This is no
That's the
booze.
housewife.
Yes.
Oh, that's
is.
the housewife?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
She just guesses.
Yeah, so it was 2378, 183, or 365. And the answer...
Nobu actually says the right answer.
Which is what?
Which was 23.
Yeah.
But she says she picks an answer in between what two people said, and she picks 78 or something like that.
And this one is direction northeast is unlucky. So this is going to be critical to know the directions, but they're not paying attention.
They're not paying attention to that.
Except for, Arisu later on. Number 4 was how long does it take for blood pumped from the heart to make one round trip through the entire body? Is it 5 seconds, 30 seconds, or 80 seconds? And this one says southeast is unlucky. This is the...
I with the glasses.
Oh. You're remembering them in order very well. Probably. I thought it was the girl that is most like Queena. The fighter girl.
No,
that was
she gets the blood.
She gets the milk one.
Okay.
I think that was the guy with the glasses that in the zombie game.
In the zombie game. Yeah. The next one is the model-looking woman.
Yes.
Hers is at a zoo. 50 animals are flipping over one after another. On which turn did the line flip over? And then it says east is unlucky. The sixth one is the Roman numeral 1 is 1, V is 5. Sorry, I said that wrong. The Roman numeral I is 1, V is 5, and X is 10. What does L equal?
I think that was Nobu's question.
Yeah, and he said 100, and it's 50.
Yeah.
And it says north is unlucky, which is funny because I said 100 too, and I was like, God damn.
I would have died.
They have details unknown for the next one, but they do know that it says southwest is unlucky.
Okay.
The 8th one, again, we don't know, but we know south is unlucky. Then comes the milk one. It says milk is made from nutrients in a cow's blood. How many liters of blood are needed to make 1 liter of milk? She says 2.
And it's 450. So they get 448 arrows shot at them.
This one doesn't say anything about directions, though.
Okay.
And then Arisu's turn comes up, and his
he gets extreme bad luck.
Yeah, his is the Great Curse, number 58. It says there will be obstacles. Your thoughts will not reach the other side. That's the wish. And it's the question. His question was, "What is the world population in billions?" He guesses 7.9. The answer is 8.
Yep. So they get 100 million arrows.
flaming arrows,
coming at them.
which they took forever to
come.
get to them.
You know, they had to prep them all. They said, count them quickly. They put them in a, you know how they, at the bank, how they count money? They put it on the thing that shoots it through really
I
fast.
was
That's probably what they
picturing
did.
like Mulan style when they're like on the battlefield.
Like,
So it's
yeah.
at this time that Arisu is able to decipher where the arrows will be coming from, and then where they will be able to be safe from the arrows based on each fortune slip, which the direction was northeast.
Yes, which was
all of them.
on Tetsu's. And they're like, where is the good fortune one? He's like, I don't know. I threw it away.
Yeah. So they run to the northeast corner of the shrine. And at first they couldn't find like an exit. But Arisu realizes that he walked up a lot of steep steps to get here and that there must be an underground tunnel. So he finds like a loose stone and they start to dig it up. And then just as the arrows are about to come crashing down on them, they escape into the tunnel.
It's also northwest. Sorry. I
Oh,
looked back at
northwest. Okay. Northwest was the direction.
And they also too, just some small clips in that whole scene. Tetsu, we know that obviously he's a druggie, but he still is resourceful. When the
model woman.
what is she, a lawyer or something?
I don't know, but her name is Shion.
Shion, okay. Shion gets an arrow in her leg, and he is like, hey, let me take care of your wound. He pulls it out. So they think he's like an EMT or a nurse, and he's like, no, when you don't want to call the cops, he's like, I gotta.
Yeah, he's like,
I
when
gotta
you're going to
help
get
myself.
arrested if you go into the hospital,
Yeah.
you got to figure out how to take care of yourself. Because he's a drug addict.
Yeah. There's that. I think that's pretty much it as far as significance and characters go. So
Yeah,
the ones that make it out are drug addict Tetsu, model looking Shion. There's another girl, I forget her name.
That is I keep calling her the queen.
Sachiko?
Sachiko. I
Yeah.
call her little sister.
Yes,
yeah.
little sister and big sister.
And then we have Yakuza Kazuya, Arisu, housewife.
Is it Natsu? Or
Nobu. No?
no, Nobu's a boy.
Nobu's a boy.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a little
And the
boy.
guy with the
Her
glasses.
name is like
Masato.
Masato. And
Who's
then
that?
The lady.
The housewife.
Oh, the housewife.
the domestic violence one. And then we have Kid Nobu,
Yes.
And the guy with the glasses.
and then the guy with the glasses.
I think that's Natsu.
That might be
Yes,
Natsu.
you are right.
Yeah,
So there's quite a few of them.
quite a few of them that survived, but they walk out of the game. They pass the game pretty much. They walk out of the tunnel, and they see an aircraft holding a giant Joker card sign. And then they all kind of like reach into their pocket, and they all realize that they have the Joker card. So they come to the conclusion that this means that they've all been to the Borderlands before. So the survivors of this first game, including Arisu, all camp out together in a building, and they tell their stories of what they were doing when they met Banda and when they got the Joker card. So this is when we kind of get a little bit of backstory of everybody. So Nobu slit his wrist. He was trying to hurt himself. Shion was being attacked. Big sister was being attacked by a stalker.
Tetsu was out buying drugs.
Tetsu was out buying drugs when he met Banda. We don't know about Kazuya or how he got there because he wouldn't say anything. The little sister was one of the people in the meteorite hit. So that's how we know she's been to the Borderlands before. She doesn't say how she met Banda or how she came back, but that was kind of her story.
The glasses guy was at work.
He had a heart
He was
attack.
a teacher. He had a heart attack and then saw Banda after that.
Yes. And then housewife lady was getting, I think, beat by her husband or something. Yeah. So we get a little bit of backstory of each of them. So after that, they all go to the next game arena at the National Institute of Virus Research. We figure out that this game is called Zombie Hunt. Okay. So in this game, I got to think about how I want to
I was going to say, do you want
Let's start with there's 4
I want to
teams.
try to explain it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So 4 teams. Start
In
there.
this facility, there are 4 teams. They're entering at different places of the building.
Yes.
Okay. each person on each team receives 7 playing cards. You use the cards to play one-on-one games at designated tables throughout the facility. They place their cards. They place their cards of the same suit on a table, and whoever has the highest cumulative total gets 1 card from the losing player. There are 3 special cards in this game. There is a zombie card, which trumps every other card and turns the losing player into a zombie. There is a shotgun card, which can kill somebody with a zombie card. Everyone gets a shotgun card, no matter who you are, and it can only be used once. And then there is a vaccine card, which is distributed randomly throughout every player that's playing. So it doesn't matter like what team you are on. There's vaccine cards randomly distributed throughout every player. And a vaccine card cancels out a zombie card and turns the person back to human. They cannot use the vaccine card on themselves. So if they are a zombie or they get turned into a zombie, they cannot vaccinate themselves and turn themselves back. If they run out of cards, it's game over. And which side has the most players, humans or zombies, is the winning team.
There's 20 rounds.
There's 20 rounds, and they're starting off, there is 1 zombie person among each team. So there are 4 zombies total to start off with.
And all they have to do is touch someone to duel them.
Yes. So when it's time to fight, you just have to touch somebody to battle.
And shotgun cards are ineffective on humans.
Yes.
Only zombies.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you use it, you lose it.
You lose it.
Yeah. So you got to be wise with how you use your shotgun card. At first, Arisu's team decides to play amongst each other because, they can easily kind of keep in check who's who. One person that Arisu battles, he's trying to ask him if he's heard of somebody named Usagi, and kind of describes her. And he's like, yo, there's a million people that fucking look like
the
that.
lady with the short hair. She's about yay tall. He's
30s.
like, you're literally describing half of the women.
Yeah. And he ends up telling Arisu that the one thing I can tell you is that this Joker game is set up like a tournament. So this guy that Arisu is fighting against, he said, even if you were to find this Usagi person, it's quite possible that you guys might have to kill each other later. Then we end up meeting, so the group that Arisu is with still, the people that he survived the first game with, they're kind of all talking amongst themselves, trying to figure out what's going on in this world. And then a girl named Ray, who has blue hair, comes in and proposes pretty much a group trust barricade plan on how to prevent zombies from proliferating, using the vaccine and shotgun cards. So essentially, they promise each other that if someone turns into a zombie, they'll use the vaccine card on them, and vice versa. That person will tell them who turned them into a zombie, and etc. And then that way they can kind of avoid all getting turned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry if I'm repeating what you just said. Your dog was distracting me. But before Ray comes in,
Yes.
they have 2 zombies already with them. Because it was the lady that, Arisu being Arisu, paying attention to who's playing with who.
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 ladies that were always playing amongst each other. And then all of a sudden, the next round, this girl is playing against Arisu.
Yeah.
And she won't make any eye contact with him.
It's very obvious.
Well, and she's like,
Yeah. And he's like, you're a zombie.
Not have a good poker face.
He's like, you're literally a zombie. You won't make any eye contact with me. And he was like, and for the first few rounds, you've always played with the same girl. So you just got turned.
yeah.
And so here comes Ray with her plan. Because they're like, what do we do with these 2?
Yes. Yeah. So they start spreading their plan among other teams. And then they start to kind of, I guess you would call it quarantine the zombies. So they can only play against each other. And that's kind of their plan on how to prevent zombies from proliferating. Also important to note here that there are certain players that join this group trust barricade that cannot be trusted. They start to instigate that they should start using these shotgun cards on zombies to take them down. I call it like an Asian Benny Blanco because he kind of fucking looks like him.
The
He has,
curly
the
hair guy?
Yeah.
mop hair.
Ikino. Is
What
his
was
name.
their reasoning too? Because it was his friend that talked him into it.
Yeah, it was.
Because they had this whole plan of like, let's just figure out everybody's thing. Let's collect all the zombies. People were filing in. And then he had a specific reason, the guy, to tell the curly hair guy to be like, well, more people will listen to you. So let's just go with this one.
Right. I don't remember what the exact reason was. I just know that they're the ones that started the idea to use shotgun cards. Was it because Natsu got turned? And then Natsu lied about it at first, and then he ended up telling him who turned him, and then
Yes.
Kazuya ended up going to
Yeah, I believe so.
Because they were like, they're trying to hide that they're zombies.
yeah, they're
now.
trying to hide that they're zombies.
Oh,
So
I
then
think
he was like, tell me who it was, so then we're going to go kill him.
right. So they're like, oh well, if they're hiding, then we might as well start using the shotgun cards now. So they start using the shotgun cards to reduce zombie numbers. And then zombies of like other teams outside this trust barricade groups try to start coming after the people of the trust barricade. So we start to see that. And then that's the end of episode 2.
I told Jess after rewatching the game last night, I was like, it's very obvious now what the answer was. Because if either side is going to win, just pick a side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say the easiest thing for... Well, let's talk about it at the end of episode 3 after this game is over.
Someone made who was it that made the comment that the Borderland is now a tournament?
It was a random guy that Arisu was playing against.
Got it. Because he was like, we can't move around freely. Like everybody goes through the same path. And also, if you think about it too, while they're like exploring the town, it's literally almost as if they walk into the next arena.
Yeah, it's like
right.
signs that are taking them to
Yeah.
the next one.
They don't have a
basically.
choice. They
Yeah.
direct them to the next
Yeah.
area. Yeah. Yeah, it was the guy that Arisu asked if he's seen Usagi.
Yeah.
Oh, and how the shotgun works. It's a gun on the table that you don't see. It's on this little,
It's like in
little
this little
secret-
ball
yeah.
thing.
And then it just shoots them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the end of episode 2. How do we feel about this game so far?
I was very confused at the beginning.
It reminds
Again,
me
after-
of have you guys ever played something about a wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that game at home.
Yeah.
It's
Something
the werewolves.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
It's
yes, yes.
Knights of Werewolves. Werewolves,
Something like that.
whatever, but it's a werewolf thing.
Yeah.
And you play different characters and you can't get seen by a werewolf or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like
Very
certain
similar.
characters have the ability to spot out the werewolves, but they have to stay hidden the whole time.
Or it's kind of similar to Mafia, except
That was the one I was thinking of that
Yeah.
I used to play as Mafia.
it's kind of similar to Mafia, except less roles and yeah. It's pretty much just like a zombie game, obviously.
The card game made complete sense to me as it was being explained.
Mhm.
It was Ray who fucked me up.
I was like, what?
I was like, what are you fucking talking about? So her just like playing a mind game on people, her just talking. I was
Yeah.
like, huh?
So kind of what gets her on their side is she's like, oh yeah, I have a zombie card and a vaccine card.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Since she picked up the beakers and was explaining something.
I was like,
and
ooh, chemistry.
I was like, okay, whatever she wants, I guess.
I was like, I'm not gonna write all this down. But
That's
because
where I got
what
lost with
happened.
her when she started talking. I was like, now you just made it more complicated.
She's like, see, if you take this away and then you take this and you put
And
those
which
together-
homegirl knew the answer the whole time, basically.
pretty much.
Yeah.
She was like, she said it's gonna turn out one of 2 ways. Okay, yeah. So we go into episode 3 and Asian Benny Blanco.
Sorry.
Busy.
Sorry.
Bless you. Into episode 3, Asian Benny Blanco man in the Trust Barricade group is pretty much being an instigator and starts telling players to kill certain zombies. They realize the zombies are trying to hide their infections. They start to think zombies have been spying on them, turning people secretly. the group now wants to kill off all the zombies. And Asian Benny Blanco chooses Ray, who proposed this whole plan in the first place, as his opponent. She tries to convince Asian Benny Blanco to turn into a zombie for survival. However, he uses his shotgun card on her, but she doesn't die. She lied this entire time. She was never a zombie. She was a human this entire time.
They also tried to... there's something with Nobu.
He forces Nobu to go kill the person that had turned somebody into a zombie. Like, he says, I need you to go play this person and kill them with a shotgun, which, him being a kid, they were like, don't send him.
Yeah. And then they're like, he goes missing. So they think that he
Is a zombie.
He's hiding.
But I think he's just kind of walking around. Right?
Well, because he did end up killing the person.
He did.
And so he's like in a state of shock that he had to be responsible for killing someone.
Yeah.
And so now he's trying to hide from.
And how did the glasses guy die? He dies before they go looking for Nobu.
Kazuya.
Yeah, he played Kazuya, the Yakuza guy.
Oh, and this is the first shotgun that happens. No.
No, the first shotgun that happens was against the... Wait. I thought the first shotgun that happened was the guy who turned Natsu into a zombie. It was like, remember, it was the cute little old guy with the glasses and the...
That was Kazuya.
That was Kazuya.
Yeah.
The guy...
Because he was shaking.
Yeah, the guy that kills...
Nobu killed Natsu. Right?
No.
It was
Nobu...
him?
No, Natsu... No. It was... it was one of the... Like the... I don't know. The jocks of the curly-haired dude.
Oh, okay.
He went and killed Natsu.
Okay, gotcha.
And they're trying... And then Nobu... They sent Nobu to kill a guy that identified himself as a zombie.
Yes. Okay, yes.
Hold on. We're missing a key thing here. Okay, they send Natsu to go kill a zombie.
Yes.
He does that. Then there was another zombie that was watching him. So he's like, he doesn't have his shotgun. So he turns Natsu.
Nobu. Natsu,
before he gets killed.
Okay.
He turns not the other guy. It was like the guy with the...
Yeah, the longer hair.
Yeah. And then he doesn't want to share who turned him or some shit like that.
Right.
So then they're like, wait a second, he's a zombie.
Yeah.
So then one of the built guys or whatever automatically is just like, fuck it, I choose you, and he kills him.
Yeah.
But then Nobu goes missing.
Yeah.
Nobu does what he's told, and then he goes missing. So they
Right.
think he's a zombie now too.
Yeah. So...
And Arisu's looking for him.
Yes. And all this time, they're like, where the fuck is Ray? She proposed this entire plan, and now we don't see her. But Asian... So Asian Benny Blanco finds Ray, chooses her as his opponent. He uses his shotgun card, but she doesn't die. She was never a zombie to begin with. So he wasted his shotgun card on a person. And she's like, he goes back to his teammates, and she's like, she fucking lied to us.
Yep. So now they really have zero idea how many zombies there are.
really are. Yeah.
So then they just start going after everybody, basically. It's like a free-for-all.
Before that is that we see Arisu finding Nobu. And he tells Nobu to do... He chooses Nobu as his opponent. And he pretty much says, I need you to do everything that I'm going to tell you to do. And Arisu pretty much comes up with a plan to turn everyone to the zombies.
Is Nobu a zombie at this point?
Yes.
He did get turned into a zombie. That's why he escaped.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
That's why they're coming after him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so...
That's why he's hiding. I think that's why he was running away.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Arisu, eventually tells him that whole thing while they're playing.
Yes.
And then I laughed when Arisu went and found Ray.
He was like, Ray?
She's like playing dead on the table.
Yeah, she's like... Huh?
So Arisu approaches Ray next. In that moment, and he's pretty much figured everything out. And he turns her into a zombie. He tells her he was always one. So Arisu was a zombie from the beginning.
And he asks her, like, well, which team do you think is going to win?
Yeah.
And she's like, zombies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so, lo and behold, zombie team wins. And the human team, including Asian Benny Blanco, they all die. And yeah, that was the end of the game, specifically. After that, Arisu's original group, where he survived the first game with, they're all, except Natsu, they're all leaving, and they end up inviting Ray to join them. So Ray goes along with them.
Also, Kazuya, he was originally a part of the Asian Benny Blanco's team.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Nobu was searching for Tetsu, because Tetsu was going through withdrawals, I think, right?
Yeah.
He was going fucking nuts, and so he was just on the ground or something. And so Nobu was trying to find Tetsu to play him, and then he's confronted with Kazuya, who is forced to play against Nobu. Nobu wins and turns Kazuya into a zombie, but then he explains to Kazuya that we're going to win.
Yeah, and then Arisu tags Tetsu, right?
Yeah, because they get there at the same time. So they're like, perfect. The last two people, well, realistically, it just was Tetsu, and then they saved.
Yeah. And Tetsu's like, Arisu shows him the zombie card, and he's like, you motherfucker. And he's like, this is going to save you, actually.
He's like, shut up.
Did you guys notice that they never actually showed any of the vaccine cards?
Yeah.
So it's like, was there actually any vaccine cards?
Because they never guaranteed how many there would be.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe Arisu had it.
This entire time. He was Ray the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know. I have a feeling with the way the games go, there were no vaccine cards to begin with.
Yeah.
So before we continue on with the rest of this episode, this game, just fucking everyone turn into a zombie and then you're fine.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, and the downfall of the players in the game is like mass panic, because they're like, oh, zombies, it's bad.
Right.
So like, we shouldn't be zombies.
Right.
They didn't take a second to think like, oh, well, it's just literally whichever team wins. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It ended with 32 zombies and 13 humans.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of people back.
The rules didn't even say like, oh, there needs to be at least one human.
Right. Everybody
Everyone could have been a zombie and you guys would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's obvious now.
It's obvious now. Okay, anyway, that's the end of the second game that we see. We next see we see Usagi like kind of sitting on a car in the street, I think. But we find out that she entered Borderlands with Matsuyama in order to, I guess, find her father, get closure with her father, something with her father. They're not sitting yet, but they're playing some sort of like laser dodging game. And he's like fucking in this wheelchair, like trying to dodge all these lasers.
Like everybody's fucking sprinting, jumping, and he's just like,
literally, he's just like ducking, moving from the side to side. And the only way that they
falls out of his wheelchair at some point. He's like,
but they can go behind the pillars, but I'm assuming they had to make some endpoint.
Right. They had to find a goal, I guess.
And these lasers are like, it's one after the fucking other.
It is.
And they're huge.
I will say Matsuyama is using people as shields.
Oh, yes,
'cause she's like, stop using people as
while
shields.
Usagi is trying to save people.
She's literally like flying through the air, like kicking them out of the way.
Yeah. It's like, fuck. And then this is where we find out kind of like a flashback that Matsuyama had made a deal with Banda initially to bring Usagi to Borderlands. So he can like fulfill this curiosity that he's had about this place this entire time. Homie needs a different job / hobby because he's too obsessed with death.
Is the saying curiosity killed the cat from Alice in Wonderland? Or is that not like the Cheshire cat?
I don't think so. But yeah, pretty much curiosity killed the cat.
And he tells him to bring Usagi so that Arisu will automatically come in, because he needed to find another way for Arisu to come back into the Borderland, because they're obsessed with him.
They are. They like the way he plays. He likes the way he plays the games.
Like that mind of yours.
Yeah, I like that mind of yours. So we figure out that that's how Matsuyama and Usagi got there. So that duo enter another game at a train station, and the game is called Runaway Train. Their train doesn't have a driver. They must move from one car to the next. Each time they go to a new car, it is locked for 30 seconds, and then they must make it through 8 cars total to get to the end. Some of the cars have poisonous gas that will leak into it, and they are given gas masks and 5 canisters with neutralizer to use. They cannot share canisters, and they must decide when to use their masks or not. So
they can't share canisters.
They cannot share canisters.
I missed that because I was like, why the fuck aren't we taking the canisters off these dead bodies?
No, it gives them all a fair chance.
Okay.
So they pretty much have to decide.
4 have poison and 4 don't, right? Was that how it's split up, or is it 3 have poison?
I thought 5 have poison because they have 5 can't. Well, no,
I think it's 4 because they have
4.
like 1 additional.
Right. They have
girl, they would have
extra
died
one.
already.
Yeah.
But then when they get down to it, it's even.
Yeah.
So they have 4 cars are going to have gas, and 4 cars are just going to be like, I guess, mist or whatever.
Mhm.
So they must decide when to use their masks or not. I don't remember exactly the order of how it goes, but essentially they use their gas mask on a car that doesn't have poisonous gas in it. So they end up running low on canisters, and they get to a point where they have just enough canisters to make it through however many poisonous gas cars are left.
Mm-hmm. So the carriages that had poison were 2, 4, 7, and 8.
2, 4, 7, and 8.
They use it in the first one because they don't know what's going on, and they realize they're like, how do we know if it's poisonous or not? It's because there's a bird,
a canary,
a canary, and then the canary is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one, they're like, okay, well, let's try it again, and then the canary dies. You said,
So that's 3.
What were the numbers?
It's 2, 4, 7, and 8. So after they use it in the second car, that's 3.
Yeah, they go to the third one.
This is where the train nerd comes in. I call him train nerd.
They called him trainer.
This is after the third cart, though, because in the third one, Usagi has a hunch.
Oh, she just
and so she's just like, I'm not gonna do it.
And they used it off her hunch, right?
Yeah, they took it. They all followed her. No, yeah, they all followed her and didn't
put it on.
Did not put it on.
Did not put it on.
Okay, so they still had 3.
And then it was after. I think it was after the fourth one. Because you said it's in 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the fourth one, she does another hunch where she puts it on, and one of the girls is like, we're following her based off of a hunch. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So a few of them, this is where they divide. There's a few of them that are just like,
I'm not going to put it on.
I'm not, because you're going based off of
intuition.
Yeah, because at first they're like, how did you know? And she's like, I don't.
My gut.
And they're like, what the fuck? Like, we're following this girl out of nowhere. Like, why did we just pick her to follow?
Yeah.
So that leaves them with 2 canisters after the
1, 2, and they use it after the fourth one, and that's where people start dying.
Mm-hmm.
And before this, there's another train that comes in, and they see what happens when you're exposed to the poisonous gas.
They're bleeding from their eyes, throwing up.
Yeah. And then this is where the train guy is like, the nerdy train guy.
Yes.
It's like, wait, I know this design.
He said based off of the model of the train, there should be something above each car, which is a power source, right? Or what is it called?
Or
carriage.
It might connect it to
it connects
the
it
line.
to the power source.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't have one of those, then there's room for a poison gas tank to be on top of it.
Yeah. So, after they get to a point where they're now limited canisters. They got to save their canisters for the actual gas cars. So the train nerd comes in and says, okay, this car doesn't have room for a gas tank. We're safe or whatever. So that's how they kind of make it through, I guess, is it the next 2 cars?
He helps them get through 5 and 6.
Yes.
But
they were wrong on number 6, I think. They were wrong on number 6 or number 7. And that's where he's like, wait, this isn't the same design of train.
Yeah.
I think he goes into 7 and sees, because he says the luggage racks are different in this carriage and it's not the same model that he knows. So he said now he isn't sure. And they're like, so we've just been going based off of luck. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
they don't have enough canisters to survive the last two
Mhm.
the last two carriages.
Yeah. When they realize they got the train model wrong, they start to go with Usagi's gut intuition again. So they follow Usagi, who ends up putting on her gas mask, and she's wrong, and so they waste a canister, and then that's how they don't have enough to get through to the last through the last car.
Gonna die.
Yeah.
But then the nerd train guy comes up with the plan again.
Yeah, he does, which we'll talk about in episode 4.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, I didn't write any more notes.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we're at.
But we end episode 3 with Usagi getting it wrong.
Getting it wrong.
Yeah, so they come to the realization like, oh shit, we're all gonna die because we don't have enough canisters now.
Yeah. I think that's in 6. I think that happens in number 6 because they had 2 more, and that's where
Yeah,
wheelchair man, I forget names now. He was like, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
We don't have a chance.
we don't have a
Yeah.
chance now. So yeah, end of episode 3. Any thoughts?
I do like now that there's 2 different groups, so we get a little bit more variety
Yeah.
of how
Players.
people work as a team, players, more different games.
Important to note that we do meet. Well, number 1, I fucking hated that bitch ass woman that was like taunting Usagi about her father and like.
Yeah,
"You're
she was like,
you
I knew
come
not
from
to
a
trust
family
you."
of cheaters and liars, and I don't know why I'm following you.
She's like, I
"You
saw
need to
the
shut fuck up."
news.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't follow her and you died.
Yeah, it's your fucking fault. But we do also meet a brother and sister who become important later. So there's also a brother and sister there, along with
Train guy.
train guy Matsuyama and Usagi.
And the girl that was when they
friend.
were the friend
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
bitchy one.
Yes. Yeah. I do kind of like how Usagi and Arisu are going through with their own groups.
Yeah, I like that because obviously they have to do the same games at this point
Yeah.
in this world. So I like that you get to see both sides and then they come together.
Yeah, and you get to see a little bit of different group dynamics
Yeah.
as far as like what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So episode 4, they pretty much come up with, well, train guy train nerd ends up telling them that it is at this moment where another train should be coming by and passing them at the exact same time. So Usagi's like, well, fuck it. We're going to fucking jump from this train to the next train because they know that once a car has been gone through, it opens up, the doors open up to release whatever mist or gas is in the car. So, and they don't close. So they're like, well, we'll just jump from this car to the next car because there'll be no gas inside because it flew out into the air.
Are they jumping into the first cart of the other train? Do we know that? Or that wasn't really decided? It's just the fact that they need to jump. They're either jumping in the second or the first one because regardless, the rules still apply on the train.
Yeah.
So
Maybe the first one,
Okay.
I'm assuming. Or either that or it might have been that all the players died on that train. And so it was all the doors were just open. So they didn't have to worry about gas at this point. They just needed to be able to go in and stop the train, I guess. I think that was it. So they decided to jump on the train running parallel next to them. Some don't make it. I think some jump too late and they get hit by the pole.
Ryuji,
It was like 2 of
muscle
them.
man's upper body strength fully
Yeah.
into catapulting himself.
Yep.
into it. So the ones that make it are the significant people that we just talked about. The train nerd,
Yeah.
the friend, the brother and sister, Matsuyama and Usagi.
And he catapults himself without his wheelchair.
Correct.
Yeah, so now
It's important to-
now homie
to
can't
know.
move.
I literally was like, how is he going to make it with his fucking wheelchair?
This part kind of pissed me off where after jumping, Matsuyama and Usagi are like hugging each other.
Embracing?
And I was like,
They're like full on embracing each other. And I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
here?
I mean, I feel like it's because also too, he only has upper body strength. It was half of his body got in the train. So she's pulling him. I feel like it was a moment of embrace where he was like, oh my God, thank you for saving my life. Just saying.
He has a thing for her.
I mean, he does have a thing for her, but from her end,
I was like, bitch, you need to let go. Because it was at this moment
I don't think that it was like a weird like cheating thing, but I do think because like she emotionally like opened up to him about her father, and she didn't do that to Arisu.
And you married this man.
I know.
And in that exact
That's
moment,
why she's pissing me off.
in the exact moment of the embrace,
You see Arisu in the next train.
slow-mo going
Literally
by.
just standing like this with the mask on.
And
Like,
As
you
he
know
slow
it's him
turns
because of the
around.
way he stands.
Yeah. So Usagi sees him. Her eyes are wide like this.
And she's stuck with this man in her
I
arms.
know.
And then she pretty much pushes him off because now Arisu sees him. And they try to reach for each other but fail. Matsuyama ends up pulling Usagi away before her arm is like hit by a pole or whatever. Then we see Arisu's group's train crashing. And at this point, he is in a very injured state. He has like a giant like gash wound on his abdomen, and drug addict Tetsu ends up sewing him up.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think the little girl, what's her name again? Shizuku?
Little sis, I don't know.
Little sis?
Little sis.
Went to like a fucking little store and got a sewing kit. And so
She gets alcohol.
Yeah.
She gets supplies. They tell Tetsu to take care of it because he knows how to survive. Like, he made that comment of like, well, you know, I don't want to get arrested, so I have to take care of my own wounds.
Yes.
They think he's just trying to get drunk because he ends up drinking some of the alcohol. And he's like, listen, this helps me with the shakes because he knows he's in withdrawal.
Yep.
And which is true. He just stopped shaking.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think he agreed to it because Arisu saved his life as a zombie.
Yep. They're all kind of like banding together behind Arisu because they know they probably wouldn't have gotten as far as they did without him. Mm-hmm. So we kind of get a flashback into Matsuyama's life. He was always curious about death, or like the land between life and death. He had a student that was also interested in what he, like his research and what he wrote about. He wrote about something about stimulating the frontal lobe to experience near death. The student begged him to try their experiments on her so she can see if she can get to the Borderlands. He gave her the drug, but she never woke up, and he later was in a car accident that caused his paraplegia. So that's kind of his backstory.
Yep.
Are they supposed to wake up on their own, or are you supposed to wake them up?
They're supposed to wake up on their own. They have the 2 minutes to get through the Borderlands and come back, and she never came back.
I thought he was supposed to try to wake her up at the timer, but he turned the timer off, and then he was just staring at her. So in my head, I was like, you fucking let her die.
No.
That's what I was thinking.
I think once the timer reached the 2 minute mark, he was like, she's not coming back. So he stopped it. They might have had some sort of love thing going on there, possibly. But anyway, that's his story. Arisu ends up waking up from his injuries, and his group continues to stay by his side. The next games are the semifinals. And Usagi and Arisu are facing 2 different games. So Usagi's group is at a game called Tokyo Bingo Tower. They must climb the Tokyo Tower and press various buzzers on the way to get a bingo line. They have to work together as a team to complete a bingo on their card. The free space button is all the way at the top of the tower. Of course
the paraplegic.
Of course it is. So she has like fucking Matsuyama tied to her hip. Oh, important to note is that people on Usagi's team, they end up finding him like these leg brace thingies and another wheelchair to help him get through the rest of the game. So he's kind of like scaling the tower mostly with his upper body, but then he has like the prosthetic leg thingies to just like help
brace
stabilize
him on each one.
Yeah.
All these people helping this man out, and he chose to be here.
And he's not that great. Okay. Yes, so the free space button is all the way at the top of the tower. In the meantime, Arisu is playing Kick the Can. So on the bottom floor, a can is kicked, and then it just kind of flies off like jetpack style to a higher level. And the players must get the can and return it to its original spot before it explodes. There are only 10 cans, so only a max of 10 people can make it out. The can has a bomb attached to it once the countdown begins, or a countdown begins once someone takes hold of the can. Once the can is released from someone, a new countdown on the can begins, but the time limit on the can decreases. So each time it passes from person to person, the amount of time they have to get the can to its original spot lowers.
It's like 5 seconds, right? It like resets, but it drops down 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I think they typically start off with a min.
It's yes.
I think
it's
a minute.
and then it goes down 5 seconds every time they change over.
Yes. And then we also find out that cans explode on intense impact because someone fucking exploded. I don't remember who.
Well, that one was funny to me because it happened. Like, they threw it, it hit the ground, exploded, and somebody died. And then the announcer lady was like, oh shit, by the way, they explode if you hit the ground.
Just so you know, there is a
"Oops,
bomb on it,
I
and
forgot
it'll
to mention
explode.
that."
And there's certain areas they can't go in. Like if it's blocked, they can't use escalators that are blocked.
Yeah, they can't use escalators that are blocked.
They have certain paths they can take. They can only take.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, too, I was like, if Usagi's team had gotten this game, how's Wheelchair Man making it out of kick the can?
You'd have to hope someone's on his side and throws him the can. And we do find out that there really is only certain ways they can go because one guy's like, fuck it, and he tries to go down the escalators that are blocked, and he blows up.
He gets zapped.
Or zapped.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a laser. So during this entire game, the first one to make it is Housewife Lady.
Yep.
Forgot her name, starts with M.
And this is after like 3 have already exploded, right?
Something like that. Yeah, so we know that the number of people now the max number of people now that can make it is dwindling. And I think there are 7, is there 7 people in their group or 6?
Arisu, Kusuya, Housewife, Nobu, the guy with the glasses.
No, he
he's
died.
dead.
He died in Zombie.
Tetsu. Is there one other guy?
Kazuya? Yakuza guy?
Yeah, Kazuya.
So, sorry. Arisu?
No,
Housewife? Let me go through the girls first. Big sis, little sis, big
those two,
sis. Yes. Kazuya, Nobu,
Tetsu.
So there's 7 of them.
Okay.
So there's 7 of them, and there's only 7 cans left.
No, and Ray.
Oh, fuck, right.
Oh, Ray. So there's 8 of them.
There are 8, yes.
Yeah.
They had enough chance for all of them to win, so I think the housewife lady makes it in the second one because there was enough for their whole team to make it
to win. Yeah, they were really determined for their entire group to make it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the first one to make it of the group is Housewife Lady, and once they make it, they got to go wait in the elevator. They can't participate anymore. So they're locked in the elevator. The next one to try to escape is Shion or Big Sis with the injured leg. However, it explodes on her via intense impact after someone tries to take it from her, and they get into a little
on the escalator
kerfuffle on the escalator.
Yeah.
The next one to make it is Ray with the blue hair, and then after her is Tetsu, drug addict Tetsu, and then Nobu. Then
Little sis dies after her.
Little sis she's Natsu.
Yes, she's Natsu. I did. Okay, so I wrote her
shit.
name down because I was like, who is Natsu? Because I had written down like she was taking on like 4 people on just herself.
What is the glass? Well, it doesn't matter anymore. The glasses guy's name is not Natsu. We've been calling him Natsu the whole time.
But he's dead, so it's
He was dead in Zombie Game. But anyways, little sis Natsu dies from the time running out of the can because everyone's trying to take it from her, and eventually it explodes.
Well, the guy that stopped Big Sis, I can't remember the names. The guy that stops her apparently was tied to another girl.
Yeah.
And
so she fights her.
And she realizes like, oh, I mean, I'm just making an assumption here. She's probably blaming Natsu like, your person killed my person, so fuck you. I'm not going to allow you to win.
Move on. Yeah.
So she's really the one that like ends it for her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So little sis Natsu dies.
Because even when she takes the can from her, she doesn't even run. She's like, fuck this, I'm gonna fight you still.
Yeah. She's like, I have a grudge. So the next one to make it is Arisu. Remember, Arisu is doing this all with like a fucking injured abdomen, so
Yeah.
he's not climbing up shit. He's like staying on the floor trying to
People
make
are
sure
helping him.
his friends make it. But he ends up making it with the help of Yakuza Kazuya.
He makes it
says,
with
just
like
take
one.
the can and run.
He makes it with like 1 second left.
Yeah, literally. And then Yakuza Kazuya, there's one can left, so he's the last of them. He gets the can, however, he's like fighting a bunch of people. He's getting stabbed, but he keeps going. However, he doesn't make it and explodes with the rest of the players.
Something about his tattoo was
He has a Yakuza tattoo, so I think like when he took off his like shirt, it was like symbolic for him that he's like
a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Because they don't typically have tattoos like that.
No. You only have tattoos like that if you're in a gang.
Gotcha.
I cried in his death.
Yeah. Aww.
It was very sad.
Yeah.
I really liked him. I was like, oh, he redeemed himself. And
yeah. So yeah. So now out of their group, all that's left is Housewife Lady, drug addict Tetsu, Nobu, Arisu, and Rei.
5
of them. The rest of them didn't make it. We see Usagi and Matsuyama clear the Tokyo Tower bingo by Usagi clicking the final free buzzer at the top of the tower. Important to note that everyone in her group died except the brother and sister.
And
Matsuyama.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all the other kind of like somewhat side characters of her group didn't make it.
Every time they hit a button too, shit just starts fucking falling.
These like big metal balls and that's what took out most of them.
Literally.
Yeah. She did try to save the one girl from falling off, but her grip wasn't strong enough and she ended up
Hey, she
falling.
can't carry fucking everyone.
Nope.
Usagi's one person. At some point, I guess Matsuyama meets with Banda in this world, and Banda tells Matsuyama that he needs his help to make sure Arisu stays there. He thinks Arisu is perfect for the Borderlands and to be like a citizen or a continuous player of this game. So he wants Matsuyama to kill Usagi in the next game and hands him a gun so that Arisu doesn't have a reason to return back to the world of the living. He says if Matsuyama fulfills this, he will pretty much grant him a wish and that he can learn all about the land of the dead and either become a Borderland citizen or return to whatever he wants, pretty much. Whatever he wants to do, Banda will give it to him. Mm-hmm. We see that the final game is in the area of Shibuya. So the last scene we see is them climbing up some stairs into this like giant building, I guess, to find themselves standing in a room full of video projections of Shibuya, and they kind of see themselves walking around throughout the city.
They first think it's just the city before they realize that it's projections.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Arisu sees himself. He's like, the fuck? Starts following him, and then each person starts following their own person into different rooms.
Yeah. So that's the end of episode 4.
I felt like all of the games, like the side quests, even though, again, it's a tournament, so they're all essentially going through the same games. But when they show Usagi's team, it's very just, it's kind of whatever. Mm-hmm. The bingo one, I was like, okay, can we go back to the kick game? I was like, next scene.
I was just like, they're just climbing a tower and dodging.
And pressing buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like barely anyone's being helpful.
Right.
It's Usagi. It's
whose game do you think is harder? The tower or kick the can?
I think the tower is, because you have to have the endurance, the strength of holding on, make sure you don't get hit by these fucking towers. Mm-hmm. And they don't know what button until it lights up hits what.
Yeah.
So realistically, she didn't need to climb all the way to the top to get free, but they don't know which one's going to be a straight line without free. So I feel like theirs is harder.
Yeah. It's scarier.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking outside, thousands of feet in the air.
Yeah. The kick the can one was really just like if you can 1v1 combat somebody to get this can, then you can
then you're
win. That's
cool.
about all it was.
I just hated that it just flew somewhere else. I was like, God damn it.
Can't waste the can. Someone has to go get it. All right, episode 5. So, yes, originally we see them going up and they're in Shibuya, but we find out that it's actually just screens all around them showing video footage of the world they knew. And then we also see video projections of themselves walking around. So they come across different doorways that lead them to different rooms. So they're kind of following themselves through those rooms. They continue to follow themselves until we find Arisu ending up through a door that shows video footage of him holding him and Usagi's baby. Usagi is also there, so they end up all meeting up in the same room. And both of their groups meet, and Arisu ends up punching Matsuyama in a fit of rage. Well deserved.
I like when he realizes it's her and not a projection. Because at first it looked
like
a projection until she's like touching it weird, and then he's like, oh my God, it's actually her.
Yeah. I liked that as well. And I liked that Arisu punched Matsuyama in the face. It was very much...
That was well deserved.
It's like, don't mess with his woman.
And then I fucking got pissed off at Usagi. I was like, why the fuck are you defending him?
She's like, stop, don't.
Bitch. Anyway, I was pissed at her this entire season. So after they all enter the room, registration is closed, and the announcement says that there are 10... and then we find out that the announcer says there are 10 participants. Even though there is only 9 of them. So it's counting Usagi's unborn child as a... Oh, this is where it's counting Usagi's unborn child as a player, and this is when Usagi finds out that she's pregnant. Arisu tells her that you're pregnant.
Squid Game season 3.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this. We got to bring pregnancy again into this. It was like, it counts. God damn it. So the game is called Possible Futures. They put on collars and wristbands, and Usagi ends up getting an extra wristband to represent her baby. In this game, there are 25 total rooms, arranged 5 vertically and 5 horizontal. Each round, players must roll the dice found on the platform in each room, and this number determines how many players can advance through certain doors to an adjacent room. They have to keep going until they find the exit, and they only get a total of 15 rounds to get there. Whichever players don't advance into the next room get locked in that room. And if they want to leave that room, 2 players must use their wristbands on either side of the room to unlock it. Each player has 15 points. To pass from room to room, they need to spend 1 point. And so they hold their wristband up to the door, and they need to spend one of their points. If they want to return to a room that they just left, they need to wait 1 round. And 1 point is deducted from each player each round, whether they choose to stay in a room or whether they choose or are forced to stay in a room or not. So you're getting points deducted from you no matter what, I guess?
Not necessarily. It's only...
If you're locked in?
It pretty much only one person necessarily needs to lose points.
Okay.
Because the little sister, remember, she like never uses her points. So
if
like
you're by yourself, yes.
Yeah, if you're by yourself, yes. But if you
them.
go with the group, like you guys can decide amongst yourselves who is eliminating points.
Right.
And if they were smart, they would even it out and not be like the hero of, let me just use all my points.
Right. Yeah.
Let me take care of you.
I'd be like, use Usagi's points. She has 2.
There are also certain rooms that will, if you enter it, it deducts a certain number.
Yeah, you don't know how many it's going to deduct until you're in
Right.
there.
Yeah, so there's like some that might just deduct 1. There might be some that deducts 8, which becomes significant later.
And pretty much each door is showing them a projection of their future. So they can choose their future because if they get out, that's the future that they're going to live.
Right.
Is what is
Supposedly.
promised.
Yes, supposedly. Yes, so they are told that the future they choose from the room will come true in reality. They end up breaking off into groups to go through different doors, and eventually everyone gets split up due to the temptation of their futures they see, and which doors they end up choosing. And obviously the the numbers on the dice they roll and who can go and how many people can go through what door. Ray is the first person to get locked in a trap room. There's pretty much, it's like blaring red. There's a bunch of terrible sounds. It's, it's showing her all of these terrible images of her future, essentially.
And she's in there for a while.
She's in there for a while because the brother and sister duo don't fulfill their promise of helping unlock. They go through like I said, they follow the temptation of their future that they want.
And they're lying along the way because they're like, yeah, we're going to be there in a second.
So they can communicate with each other through their wristbands. And Arisu is pretty, and they all see the map together. So Arisu's like, okay, basically playing chess. He's like, you guys need to go here, everybody else go here, blah, blah, blah. He's not paying attention to the projections.
No.
He's like, we need to just get out. And then other people start, it's Ryuji that is, with whatever group he's in, he starts changing the minds of other players as well, because he was like, why aren't we spending time looking at our futures? Like, why are we just following what Arisu says?
Right.
And that's because also, too, he is trying to mess up the plan because he needs to kill Usagi. So he's trying to do that. And then, what is the brother's name?
Shota?
No. Is it
No,
Shota?
Shota is the sister, I think.
No, Yuna is the sister.
Is it Shota? Okay.
Sota or Shota?
Sota.
Yeah.
The only reason why they go through their own plan is because he's like, you don't think Arisu would give up everybody for Usagi? He's like, fuck that. He would put her first, so we're gonna do our thing.
Yeah. He's kind of putting his sister first.
Yeah.
So he's leading them through doors that promises her a good future, which is like getting married and having a baby and like.
And that's because when they were supposed to go to whatever room, the future that he wanted was showing in a different direction. And that's where he finally clicked. Like, he was like, we're just going to do our own thing.
Yeah. Yes. So Ray ends up being able to get out of the locked room due to Arisu and Usagi, finally.
You notice she's the only one that's like, okay, like she always stays with the plan, but she always gets the worst.
She's always on par with like whatever the plan is, she'll do it. And
she's a team player.
She's a team player and she endures a lot. Yeah. And she's like, it's fine.
Felt bad for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because initially I thought she would be like, a character that would try to fuck everyone over.
Yeah.
Is how she's introduced.
She's like, she comes off as a little bit sus at first. But I really liked her as a character. Yeah. So after Arisu and Usagi get Ray out, we kind of see what's going on with, somehow Tetsu and Nobu are together. However, whatever happens there, Nobu does not choose to go with Tetsu into the next room. So Tetsu is now by himself. He gets images of his future, and on one side is like, if he goes through that door, he's going to reunite with his ex, his old lover. Yukiko, I think was her name. However, there is a future on the other side where, I don't know, he's like having an affair with some like host lady, and he has all the drugs that he can, imagine, and et cetera, et cetera. And he ends up choosing that side over Yukiko's side. And he goes into that room, and that room is a -8 point deduction room.
He had 7.
He had 7. So he's the first one to die.
His future, this is the first time, too, that he sees that he can have a different future. So the first few positive doors he goes through is showing him that he goes to school to be an architect. He graduates. He gets a job. Like, he doesn't go the drug path. And the housemaid lady, like, they're all looking at each other's futures. She's like, oh my God, you're an architect. Like, he feels good about himself. And then there's one room that now shows...
so he was in a room where he saw himself throwing drugs away. And he was like, he thought he chose a good place.
Yeah.
And then in the room after that, it shows that he's back to doing drugs again.
Yeah.
And so I think at this point he's like, well, what's the point?
And that causes him to go through an episode where he starts withdrawing again. And then he chooses the bad room.
Yeah. He chooses like the more temptation-based desired future of sleeping with a beautiful woman and
because it's like
all the drugs. He's like, well, I'm going to get it back into drugs anyway, regardless. So he chooses that. And then, yes, his collar explodes because he ran out of points.
And what's so sad is that, so when they have their end game, any player that goes through an end game, the room is basically just showing them, like, he believes that he's like, this is the route that I'm going in. Like, I'm going to go to jail. And it's every wall has a different kind of story for him. And he was just like, this is what my life is going to come to anyway. So this is how it's all ending. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. His death made me sad. Specifically. I think there was something about how I think they did a good job with his character because even though he was a drug addict, he was deep down kind of a good person. He helped everyone. He was a team player. And it kind of just shows that even someone who initially you would think is not a good person because whether they do drugs or etc. can still be a good person deep down. Like to not judge a book by its cover, essentially. So his death was kind of sad for me.
Well, that whole game is sad for him. Just going off of your point, it's showing him another side that he can get clean. He can live this wonderful life. He can do great things. So that's why I really liked when the housewife was like applauding him and he was so excited. He's like, oh my God, yes, I can't wait to get out of here.
I felt really sad for him.
Yeah.
And it just, it kind of reflects the cycle of addiction
and how it makes
how it's hard to break.
You're alone. He died alone.
He died alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like frickin' Nobu calling for him on the...
I know, that was so sad.
I was like, oh shit.
Nobu's going through a different route though too because they show Nobu's...
getting bullied.
Yeah, his story was the whole reason why he cut himself was because he was getting bullied. And his future was more so of like...
becoming a teacher and like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like positive things, not going through what he already went through.
Yeah. Yep.
And he also saw flashes of his mom getting sick as well.
Yeah.
And like her dying.
Yeah. And her gonna need like total around the clock care and all this stuff. And he didn't want that for her. So yeah, he's kind of somewhat following his own path. The next to die is the brother, Sota. He had to separate from his sister because of the dice roll that they made.
It was 1-1.
It was 1-1. And the room he enters ends up making it so that he loses all his points. And he pretty much dies with the image of his sister getting married in a beautiful church in front of him.
His story death made me sad because he did not pick one thing for his future. It was always about his sister.
Well, because we saw in their flashbacks that their parents died in a car crash with them in the car, and they were their only family left for each other.
They're pretty much, they're inseparable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is just making sure that she's happy.
Yeah.
But he's like, whatever future she has.
Even if some of the things made him uneasy, because when they see the first projection of her with like her boyfriend, he's like uneasy about it, but he sees how happy she's like, oh my gosh, you know, and he's like, all right, this is the door we're going through.
Yeah. I think he's sad that obviously inevitably they're going to have to be not separated is a strong word, but they're not going to be as close as they are now because they're going to have to lead their own lives. And, you know, he's obviously attached to his sister. So seeing that probably made him feel some sort of way that his sister's not going to be with him forever.
His sister did not help him for fucking shit.
No, she was pretty useless.
The bingo game, he had to fucking
like,
pull her with the rope.
Going.
Look at me, don't look down.
Yeah.
And she didn't use any of her fucking points.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when he was like, oh, we'll use my points. Like, girl, you can come back and say, no, let's use mine. You just fucking go along with it.
Everybody is in single digits and she's at 11 fucking points.
Yeah. Bitch. So anyway, Sota dies. And then pretty much this episode ends where Arisu sees a future through a door where he finds the exit. But in that room, Usagi is shot dead and Arisu is killed by a laser. Mm-hmm. So that's the future that he sees through the door that he enters. Can't remember if that's the door he enters.
I think that's the door he has to enter for his game.
Yeah.
He's smart. He's figuring out like how many more rooms can I get into? This is our plan.
Yeah.
And that's the only door he can do. Because at first he wasn't paying attention to the futures, but now he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Usagi's gonna die and I'm gonna die. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know who shoots her though.
Yeah. All he sees is
her getting shot.
Yeah, her getting shot. And that's the end of episode 5. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do we think about this game so far?
It's pretty fucked up game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To me, I'm like, I don't know. I think that them promising them that's going to be their future is misleading, obviously, because for all of them, they can make their own choices in their life and change their future however they want to. It doesn't mean that, like, for the kid, for example, like, he can remove himself from situations. He can choose to go to school. He can choose to do whatever he wants with his life, but they're putting a lot of weight into seeing a projection, and that's what their life is going to be.
Right. In my mind, is like, if I was a player in that game and I saw a bad future, I was like, well, I'm just going to make sure that I don't fucking do that.
Right. Like, because they are saying, like, oh, I don't want that. But I think that's the whole point of the game, is that it's distracting them from just playing the game.
Right. From making, like, logical decision. Mm-hmm. They're going based off of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for me, I'd be like, okay, well.
That's where Arisu comes in. He's just like, hello,
like, just play the game.
And then also Ray is in that too. She's just like, okay, whatever. She starts off good and then it ends up getting bad for her.
Yeah.
Bad for her. And she's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll figure it out when I get out. I get out.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I would have approached it as well. All right. Last episode 6. Even though he sees that bad future for him, Arisu tells everyone that they need to work together as a team. He directs them on what doors to go through next. They get to a point where they use the extra wristband that Usagi has from the unborn child as a way to deduct points and save others, because they haven't deducted points from this baby's wristband yet. So their kind of plan is, I think it was the housewife that ended up being trapped. She decided to stay behind. Mm. And their plan was for Usagi to, like, based on what happened with Ray previously. Let me go back. When Sota died, Yuna the sister was supposed to go into a room with Ray. Mm-hmm. But at that split moment, when she saw the doors open, she saw her dead brother on the other side of the room that Arisu is supposed to go into, and she follows him in there. And we see Ray is kind of like halfway in the door, and her like wristband is like...
It's not
in the new room.
Yeah, it's not in the new room yet. So
she's trying to tell her to hurry up because the door's about to shut.
Right. So what they do is Arisu deduces that they can place that wristband in there, in the room, and then the next time the door opens up, in order for Usagi to not get any points deducted, she's going to keep her wrist in the other room, and she's going to grab the wristband and bring it back. Right?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's that room that Usagi has to go into mm-hmm. is the room that Tetsu died. It's the -8 room.
Yeah.
So...
in order to save Housewife Lady, they have to put the wristband,
the baby wristband in the room that connects.
Yeah.
And Arisu's like, oh, I did that same thing with Tatsu. Like, the wristband works, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. However, that's problem number 1. Mm-hmm. Problem number 2 is Usagi's gonna die because she already got 8 points deducted. And she stays in that room with Tetsu, she's going to get another 8 points deducted.
Right.
So they have to figure out how to fix that problem.
Yeah. So they pretty much need to save Housewife Lady without Usagi having to get points deducted. And that's what they come to the conclusion of doing. Um, so, she doesn't realize that when she places the wristband close to the door, that when it shuts, it like pushes the wristband in further. So the next time the door opens, she's like reaching for it, trying to get it with her foot.
They realize that there's about 10 seconds
Yes.
that she'll have.
And
Ryuji's like, I'll count to 10. 10, 9.
It's like, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And it's him, right? It's him, Arisu, and
Yuna
in the room together. She's still, this is where Arisu's like, think.
Yeah.
He's like, how do we save everybody? And she's like weeping over her brother.
Yeah.
Still hasn't done shit.
Yes.
Hasn't done shit yet. However, Arisu convinces her that they need help.
She's like, I need you to put your big girl panties on.
Yeah, let's fucking go. So once Usagi grabs the wristband, Yuna steps into the room. She deducts her 8 points, and then Usagi like fucking flies through to get to the room that they're in, that Arisu is in, right? Like Matsuyama stops it with his wheelchair.
Yeah, it was something where she gets it with her foot because she couldn't stretch. So she's like, smart thinking, this woman too, because I was like, how are you gonna fucking get the wristband now? She's like, all right, my feet. And she pauses again because she saw what made her pause.
Future
of him dying.
Yeah,
she
of him dying.
And so she's gonna cause herself to fucking die, and that's when he puts his wheelchair in the thing, and then they literally like dolphin dive over his head.
Yeah. So a nice act by Matsuyama.
One nice act.
One nice act for the sister too, because this girl was driving me insane.
So she uses her fucking 11 points, but she gets minus.
And thank goodness for Arisu for remembering how many fucking points she had, because he was like, it's either up to me or you, Ryuji. And then he was like, wait, there's a girl that has all these fucking points that are not being used.
Yeah.
So let me talk to her.
So they are successful in that, and they all see what their futures are going to be as they enter the last room where the exit door is. Once they enter that room, their wristbands and collars come off, and there's a final dice roll. Arisu says, I'm going to roll it, and whatever happens, I will accept my fate. And he ends up rolling a 7. There are 8 of them, including the child. And Arisu says, I'm going to stay behind. So he stays behind, and everyone else leaves the room. Usagi's like fucking throwing a fit, even though it's her fault that he's fucking in this mess.
He threw
her
out for her, but like at the same time, yes, it was her fault.
So the rest of the team bring her out of the room, and Arisu stays behind. The door closes, but he doesn't die. Why doesn't he die? Well, we find out. He ends up seeing a video projection of what is going on right outside the room. Usagi's like on the floor sobbing, and in this moment, he sees Matsuyama pull a gun on Usagi. However, Matsuyama ends up not pulling the trigger.
And it's important to note the way that they're standing, because no one fucking notices that he pulls a gun out.
Yeah.
Because she's like facing this way, crying. He's behind her, and everybody else is behind him, but all in a single file line.
Right, and his gun is like
and he's like this. And I'm like, no one's looking and being like, hey, Usagi, are you okay?
They're probably trying to give her space.
I know Arisu obviously knew that his future was going to be, he was going to die in the game, supposedly. Was this where he has the flashback again of his friends telling him that everybody helped him? Like, he got an upper hand because people were helping him throughout the game. So this was his moment to help other people.
Yeah. Yeah. He came to the conclusion that like, now it's kind of my turn to help everybody else.
Myself.
Yeah. So the door, after seeing what's going on the outside, Arisu gets a projection and announcement that due to him securing the futures of the other 7, he is the one that actually wins the game.
What a mind fuck.
The Joker card comes out and is like, haha. While he's in the room, the entire game world outside comes crashing down. There's a big flood, and the remaining players are pretty much holding on to the platform for dear life, trying to survive and not be washed away in this like giant flood that's happening. He sees Usagi and Matsuyama get washed away, and then the projection stops, and he is confronted by Banda. Banda tells him why he brought Arisu there, that he wants him to stay in Borderlands forever and play these games. In a fit of anger, Arisu kind of uses one of the broken floorboards from when the world was crashing down, and he breaks the projection. And in doing so, he ends up finding a mechanism that helps open the door. He saves those that are still holding on, and then he jumps into the water to go save Usagi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
While he helps all the other players up, and he's like, get in the room so that you guys are safe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go deep dive fishing for my wife.
Like, I gotta go get my wife now. This entire season is me chasing my wife.
Just trying to keep this bitch alive.
Yeah.
Also, it was the montage of Arisu's friends when he was deciding to sacrifice himself. It showed Naragi in that montage, and I was like, why are we showing Naragi as the friend?
He's not a friend.
He's just a cockroach.
So, in an attempt to save Usagi, Arisu is drowning in the flood. As Arisu is drowning, pretty much An's room where Arisu is in a near-death state, she sees Banda behind Arisu. Mm-hmm. And Banda is like, I guess, trying to suffocate or take him in some way that's going to make it so that Arisu is forced to stay in the Borderlands. Slow motion, like, reaches for him. Like, Banda is in shock that Anne can even see him in the first place and ends up stopping Banda. And Arisu is able to kind of come up from the water and continue on his journey. So Arisu pulls himself up from the water, and Banda is standing there. He's aiming to shoot a gun at Arisu, but in that moment, a laser appears and kills Banda, and a man emerges in front of Arisu. We don't know who he is yet. He's just a mysterious man wearing I don't know what kind of hat that is. It's not a fedora.
He basically over here telling him, well, your game is over.
Yeah.
Like,
he doesn't even confirm that he's like the Joker, right? Like the actual Joker.
So we'll get to that.
So this is funny. I came across this on TikTok. With Anne being in slow motion, they were trying to show the differences of how time works in the different worlds.
Right.
But someone on TikTok commented like that she should have been moving much motherfucking slower than that, because she's moving slow, but they're still like, hell no.
Yeah.
It's not accurate.
It's too fast still.
I'm
For
like
2 minutes versus like days.
Yeah.
So this man that's now in front of Arisu pretty much stops time around them and tells Arisu to play one last final game. He brings out a deck of cards, shuffles them, and lays them on the table. He picks out 2, and he tells Arisu that whichever card he chooses will determine his destiny. But if he chooses the Joker card, his destiny will be in the hand of this man. Arisu chooses a card. It's Joker, but both of the cards were Joker to begin with.
And he knew that. He was like,
and he knew that.
The other card is Joker.
Yeah. Arisu pretty much asks him, are you Joker? And he's like, Joker is not a person. He kind of introduces himself. He's like, I'm the watchman of this land, but he's not the Joker. He tells him like something about that the sum of all cards in a deck value is 364. With the Joker, it's 365, so it represents a calendar year. However, if you add another Joker into the mix, it equals 366, representing a leap year. He's telling him how Jokers represent a lapse in time, a period between life and death. So that's kind of what Joker represents. It's not like a person. The man introduces himself as the watchman of the Borderlands, and he gives Arisu 2 choices. Go into pretty much this vortex to choose death, or take the disheveled path to life. However, it's going to be long and hard, and you're going to face many obstacles along that way.
Arisu's like, but I won't be happy.
Yeah. The Watchman also, I don't know if this is, well, it is significant towards the end, But the Watchman tells Arisu that soon something big will happen that will bring many people to the Borderlands. And when Arisu asks him what it is, the Watchman says, that's none of my concern. The Watchman ends up resuming time, and the flood continues again. Arisu sees Usagi fighting to avoid being dragged into the vortex, and he jumps in again to try to go save her. It is at this point that we see that Matsuyama is also there with her, and he's pretty much taking Usagi and dragging her with him. And he's like, let's go to the land of death together.
And she's screaming, Arisu. Arisu also makes a comment to the Watchman about, he basically calls him out, and he's like, well, you're afraid of death because you're encouraging people to
accept
death, but you won't accept it yourself.
Right.
Because he's basically like almost like a gatekeeper of the underworld is how I pictured him.
Yeah.
And so he's like convincing people to accept their fate of death.
And we know how people get to the Borderlands in the first place is that they have to be near
On
death,
the verge of death.
or on dying, or, on the verge of death. So this Watchman never accepted his fate to die. He just chose to stay as a member of this Borderland forever.
So he's in a comatose state.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
In the real world.
Somewhere.
He's in a coma forever.
Yep. So Matsuyama is trying to drag Usagi with him. However, he comes, I guess he has like a
very last.
I guess.
a very last fit of good in him or something. And he stops himself and he hands Usagi to Arisu before letting go himself and allowing himself to be dragged into the vortex.
And she screams his name.
Ryuji! And I was like, bitch, he just fucking tried to take you with him.
Literally this whole season, he's been trying to kill you. And then last second, he's like, yeah, it's okay.
And
I'll
he
just go by
shows
myself.
you that he's trying to kill you in the last second. Like, he's trying to kill you.
Give a fuck about him.
Yeah.
So as Usagi and Arisu are climbing out of the vortex, Usagi sees her father. And he tells her to keep living, and she ends up getting the closure she needs, I guess. I guess that's all we get from that and her purpose for being there. And then they climb their way out and float down the path towards life. And that's the end of Borderlands.
No, and then the end scene.
Well, yes, but I mean the end of being
Borderland.
The,
You're right.
The vortex thing reminded me of like in Hercules when Hades has the little souls going down in a tunnel, and they're all.
That's pretty much what it is.
What it looks like.
Yep.
The Watchman also says he calls Arisu strange because Arisu is like, oh yeah, because he's like, I choose life, and then he jumps the opposite direction.
He's like,
for him, he doesn't know why. He's like, okay, like whatever. You're supposed to go the other way, man.
So Arisu wakes up back in Anne's room. He thanks her. And then he goes back to the hospital to find Usagi, who is now waking up from her coma. Or her near-death state. Next to her is Matsuyama, and he's declared dead.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Finally.
Fast forward a little bit into the future. Arisu and Usagi are in a new home. They're picking out names for their child. He goes to his job as he's become a counselor now, so he goes to his job as a counselor, where we see him talking to all the people that he's met in the Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
So he talks to Kuina first. Kuina has taken over her father's dojo. Aguni, which I think he took his friend's hat shop, and he's trying to keep the hat shop afloat. Archer girl Heya is like an influencer and is trying to become like...
She's dripped down too in her
Yeah, she's like, look at me. She's like fashion, you know. Naragi is there. Cockroach Naragi.
Right. He works with kids.
Yeah.
Makes me nervous, but it is what it is. He turned his life around.
He turned his life around. He
point
works
in
with kids that are in trouble and trying to be a good role model and resource for them. And then the last person we see him talking to is Chishia. And Chishia, we don't really know what he's doing with his life. He's just kind of going with the flow.
Like the most nonchalant man.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know. I'm just going along with it. And then pretty much the end of this season is that we see there are little small earthquakes starting to happen around the world in a phenomenon of seismic activity. We pan to Los Angeles, where we see two men walking into a restaurant. their server, kind of hands them some menus or takes their drink order and walks away. And when she turns around, she reveals her name tag with the name Alice on it. And that's the end.
In that scene,
Fuck that ending.
That part.
they really want to nail home that they're in the United States at this point, because the conversation
They
those
talk
two
about the
guys,
NFL or
they're
something.
talking about football and beer.
Yeah.
They're like, what's the most American conversation we can think of to make sure that everyone knows that they're in
Right.
America now?
Like, let's go get some burgers and have beers and talk about the NFL.
Yeah.
And then they Squid Games
And it's a white
the
and the
shit
black
out of
man.
it.
Squid Game's a shit. Yep.
Yep.
Now we're gonna have potentially
An American spinoff.
an American spinoff
Fuck
because there's that. Their story has now concluded.
Yeah.
That's the first time they say "I love you" to each other too. After the well, Arisu says the woman that I love, and she says "I love you." He didn't actually say "I love you," but it doesn't matter.
It's the first time we see it.
It's the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, she's fucking annoying, but I love his character.
He's a great character.
I do too. I like Arisu.
He's my.
She was great up until this last season. Well, she
Literally.
was fine up until this last season.
He's my favorite character without naming it as one of the main protagonists.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, not making it obvious. So Chisha is still my favorite, but I loved Arisu all the way through.
Yeah.
For like the entirety of the series.
Yeah.
He had a good character development, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So pretty much it ends with there potentially or most likely being an American spinoff.
Because America wants to steal everything.
Because America wants to ruin everything.
You can quote that.
You heard it here.
You heard it here first. Okay, so in this season, do we have a favorite character?
I guess Arisu.
For me, it's Arisu. There's not enough time to develop with any of the other characters, in my opinion. And I just love his character, how selfless he is. He's never changed that. It's his courage and his determination and
His devotion to his wife.
his devotion to his wife, but also people.
Yeah,
just in,
like in
general. He's a good human being. And his character development is going from him believing in himself, because at first he didn't have a will to live.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like he was an asshole and now he's better. He's always been good, but he just never had that courage, I would say.
Yeah. He didn't have a purpose.
Yeah.
And he found I think he found throughout the Borderlands, he found that his purpose was to help people, and he turned that around and became a counselor in the real world.
Yeah. I like the last question where Chisha was like, well, what's your purpose in life? He's like, well, today it's determining baby names.
Yeah.
And he's like just looking at the positive in life. So he's my favorite character in this season especially.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that. I liked Ray and I like Kazuya as far as other characters that I like.
I liked Ray.
Oh, I liked Ray too.
Yeah. Again, not enough to character development for them because there were so many characters, I feel like.
Yeah. Plus, the other 2 seasons, we kind of got 2 seasons to get to know the other ones, whereas this one was just 1.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, everyone else most of the characters were fine. Like, no one was really bad except for, I didn't really like
There wasn't like a
Matsuyama.
Naragi.
Yeah.
The group,
No. Matsuyama was more just like
he was just irritating.
he was selfish, but then he kind of had these back and forth moments of being good and then being bad and then kind of navigating that part.
So useless.
I definitely prefer everybody that was on Arisu's
Arisu
team, though.
Oh,
For sure.
Usagi's team, I could not stand.
Yeah, the brother and sister were fine. Their story itself was sad, but they themselves as characters were not
okay.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we kind of talked about characters' deaths that saddened us. Were any of them like a surprise at all, or? I kind of wish that little sis Natsu didn't die. I thought she was pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 Hers was fine. I was surprised I was saddened by Kazuya's death, but I thought that he was like, his death was very like sacrificial, that he was like trying to take everyone else down because he was the biggest guy to like help the rest of his team.
Yeah. I was really hoping that he'd pull through at the last
I
moment.
did too.
But
I was
didn't
like,
make
he's
it.
going to do it.
Yeah.
But it was like 4v1 at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to Sato.
Sato. Sota.
Sota. Wrong.
Sota.
All wrong.
Nosferatu?
His made me really, really sad because I just think that when people put others before them, I think it's okay to put others before you, but to not even think about yourself at all and to live a life of purpose to help somebody else achieve their dreams while just forgetting about yours, doesn't matter how complicated it can get or how it makes you feel. It's just you truly want to make this soul person happy, where they're not thinking the same in return. That makes me really sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, girl, should have been you. Should have been you.
Fucking
Not him.
We do see the lives of the people that survived on their team. So we see the sister did end up with her boyfriend.
But at least she still thinks of her brother because they're like going to go to the gravesite.
She's like, what should I wear?
Yeah. She's like telling him it's time to meet my brother.
Yeah.
The housewife lady, it seems like she left her husband. She's with her son. They're happy. Ray has become like a successful animation artist.
And has a good relationship with her mom now.
Yes.
I think it was when she was in that maze thing or the future game, it shows that there was some type of rift there between her and her mom.
I assume that her family probably didn't want to go down that path of animation.
Yeah, but she's like, hey, I got your email. Like, it's all positive vibes.
Yeah. And then Nobu is like, he just graduated, I think, college, and he's walking with his mother down the street. Who else was there? Was that it?
It was them.
And then Arisu and Usagi. Okay. Yeah. So we kind of see them and what they're doing. Out of all the games presented in the series, which game did you find the most interesting and compelling? And then which one do you think was the most difficult?
I think the most compelling one was the future one.
The last one.
Yeah. Because it is that. It's like you actually can decide how your future lies or how you react to circumstances that come. And, other people they were just following it blindly while literally Arisu and Rei were like the only one. Well, I guess Usagi too, but at the same time, she gets distracted by the smallest things. So him and Rei are just like, cool, okay, we're going to follow through. Actually, housewife also. She was just like, okay, like, I don't want to keep getting beat by my husband, but...
She's like repressing her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I'm just going to deal with it.
Yeah, because she was also like, I'm the oldest. Like, I can handle it. You guys are fine.
Yeah. I kind of liked Sacred Fortunes because I thought the questions were fucking ridiculous. So I just found it compelling in that way, and then other than that, Zombie Hunt.
I would have never survived the Fortune one. I would have died in the first game.
Yeah.
Straight up. There's no way.
Too many trivia questions. And it's not even all the same type of trivia. It's just random fucking trivia.
And you have 400.
Flaming
the first
arrows?
one, that was the first biggest one. Was the 448. No way. There's no way.
100 million arrows coming at you.
Yeah.
The most difficult?
The fucking bingo tower.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the most difficult would have been the laser one. The Tron. It reminded me of Tron.
Oh my God.
The one that he's in the wheelchair, like.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if I'm in a wheelchair, yeah, it's fucking hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe. I mean, as long as you're just focused. Like, if you just focus on...
Girl, somebody trip you, right through your face.
Yeah.
And we also don't know how far they have to run. Because they, they don't show too much of that one. But
I think definitely, like, the least difficult ones are Zombie Hunt and Kick the Can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The train one?
Zombie Hunt, I think, was the easiest. Yeah. That one was like, oh, we can all survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just the most, like, intellectually intense and also, like, how do you put it? Intellectually and, like, trust, like, intent. Like,
and, like, creating mass panic, essentially. Right. The game is, like, relying
Mob
on
mentality.
panic. Yes,
Yeah.
the mob mentality
Mhm.
of it.
And then, how do we feel about the ending of the series and the seemingly apparent setup for an American version?
Stupid.
Nope.
They don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Not everything needs to be American.
That. Be original.
Right. I'm like, why?
America was founded on not being original. So.
Clagging.
Locked it. America is
So
known
I'm
for
not
stealing.
surprised. Fucking colonizers.
Listen, like, make another Hunger Games situation.
Give me the last movie of fucking Divergent first. How about that?
Give us more Maze Runner, even though, well, those came from a book. You know, everybody's influenced by each other. Let me not sit here and say that these authors are stealing ideas. Like, they're all influenced by certain things. But America needs to stop making an American version of all of these international films, series.
Or like do it
Specifically
and don't tell me
Asian
about
of
it.
all
Like just
things.
do it and don't tell me it's supposed to be that.
Make them separate. Do not mesh them together to leave it up to our interpretation that it's like, oh, we're gonna get more because there's gonna be a spin-off, but it's Americanized. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess Alice is going to be a woman this time. That's what it seems like.
And it's in LA.
And it's in LA.
So, you know?
Great.
I wonder though, like if they're going to bring international concepts into it because there's earthquakes happening like all over the world. So like I don't know how they're gonna bring all that together, I guess.
Sounds confusing.
Yeah, I don't really like the idea. I thought they should have just left it alone.
I feel like there's no way to be original about it either. Like in the games. Remember when we talked about Squid Games? We were like, okay, well, what are American games that we
But this
could
is
play?
anything.
This is anything. So it's like, so are you going to keep following the same suits?
Right.
You know?
Right.
What are common things that happen in America? People with guns, that's going to be a common thing.
Yeah.
So you already have machine guns, things, and all that. Probably race car driving. That's some type of fucking Fast and Furious bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I mean,
know what I
but
mean?
a lot
Like,
of the games that were in this already
Something
relate
football-themed
to
with an
us.
exploding football.
American football.
Maybe something baseball themed with exploding baseball.
Hot dog eating contest.
Let's go with some sports in
Hot
here.
dog eating contest. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like the idea. Not a fan. Am I gonna watch it? Yeah.
Yep, I'm always gonna watch it.
Yep.
Just like I'm gonna watch the American version of Squid Games, and we'll see how it goes, and maybe
Just
we'll
to
make
judge it.
maybe we'll make episodes trashing it.
Now, it wasn't confirmed that they're gonna have a spin-off.
It's just presumed.
We're assuming because of how it ended.
Yeah.
The Squid Games, though,
Is confirmed.
Is confirmed.
I did see someone, and I don't think it's confirmed, obviously, but someone had like a timeline how Squid Games had it, and they also had included the US one. There was another Alice in Borderlands of this universe, and then there was Alice in Borderlands 0, which was supposed to be the start. Again, I feel like that was kind of like a fan speculation thing of the timeline.
What is the manga?
That also might be based off the manga.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like 0 is a prequel type thing
Probably.
before Arisu's time.
Let's see.
If they feel like doing that, I feel like they're like good. They did their
enough.
duty.
Like, I feel like we have enough now.
Someone literally just put, how the fuck was Cole Sprouse in a wheelchair swimming in rapid waters
Not them calling him Cole Sprouse. He does look like Cole
holding
Sprouse.
Usagi?
Yeah. So we have
Somebody said they had Cole Sprouse budget.
Oh my god.
So we have Asian Cole Sprouse and Asian Benny Blanco appearances in this season.
Yep.
Damn, he does look like Cole Sprouse now that they're
Yep.
talking about it.
Trying to find the manga, but it's not taking me there.
Any other questions, comments about this season, about Alice in Borderland as a series?
Did he even get his wish? He didn't.
Matsuyama?
Yeah.
No, because Bond had died.
Yeah, so he couldn't fulfill his wish.
Stupid.
But he doesn't know that. He thinks Bond is still alive. That's why he tried to drag Usagi with him.
I don't know. I think it was a waste of time.
It was.
Also,
actually.
the guilt that you felt of basically killing your student, and then you're just like, okay, I'm cool with killing somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it was when about the car accident, they had presumed like he had tried to kill himself.
I think that's maybe he was in Borderlands before, during that time, maybe. But he doesn't remember his time there, possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, that's Alice in Borderland.
Season 3.
Let us know what you thought about this season. What is your favorite season? And how do you like the series as a whole? Are you excited for the American version, or are you like us and we say, can it? Yeah.
Let it be what it is.
Let it be what it is.
Let things be great as they are.
And then, we'll see you in the next one. And
Next week.
next week.
We'll see you next week in the next episode discussing either a book or movie.
We're not sure which one yet. But until then,
Embrace the instability.
like, comment, subscribe, follow TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Fictionally Unstable Pod. Not fictionally, not anything else.
Fictionally Unstable Pod.
Yes.
That's the
pod is
only one.
The pod is important.